Ronan's back, slicing through the noise with a culture attack. Pop culture, films, and the world we see. Deleted scenes, where the truth runs free. Take care, stay strong, we're breaking the mold. Be safe, stay healthy, let the story unfold. From watch parties or views to the news we spin. Deleted scenes, yeah, this is how we win. Take care, stay strong, we're breaking the mold. Be safe, stay healthy, let the story unfold. From watch parties, reviews to the news we spin. Deleted scenes, yeah, this is how we win. Yeah. Yeah. Steam it up on your YouTube, bro, let's roll.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen out there in YouTube land. I am Deleted Scenes, human being American and YouTube Ronin. And I'd like to welcome you to this special panel discussion of Curry Barker's obsession. Because in between ticking people off on Twitter, I see the occasional movie. And every once in a while, I review it on my own, or some friends join me, as has happened tonight. I do want to say hello to everyone currently joining us on X or Twitter, whatever you want to call it, Twitter X. Hello, I can't see you, but I know that you're there. And I do want to say hello to a few people who've joined us here in the live chat. Jamie Lynn Simons is with us. Faithful Blue Wrench, channel member, the Bird Woman of YouTube. Watch out for her second channel, Fluff Chick Productions, Connie Cleary. Channel member, JPRPH1. Host of Films with Friends and the creator of the 10-Word Review, Big Al Presents. Dark Hour YT, good to see you. Obsession is a masterpiece. Formerly Ballerina is a masterpiece. Good to see you. All right. Logical Spark is with us. All right. Scrolling down. Yes, it was a good weekend. I wasn't in the hospital. So, yay. All right. All right. Well, like I said, my fellow... Oh, hello. To Tim, FKHC 2005. Good to see you, sir. All right. My fellow panelists are patiently waiting backstage, so no time like the present to bring them on. Ladies and gentlemen, the now second most violent woman on YouTube. She's still very scary. If she's anywhere near a staple remover, you may want to seek shelter. Ladies and gentlemen, you know where you love her. You cannot live without her. The reason why I know you're all really here. Sin's Corner.
Who dethroned me? I just want to know.
Oh, the little Missy individual.
Oh, her. Okay, yeah.
All right. Also waiting patiently backstage, the man who shanghaied himself onto this broadcast, and I'm sure will be regretting every second of it. And if he doesn't, I will make sure that he does. Enigma Severus.
Hey, check this out. Look, I got this Harry Potter thing, right, for Christmas.
Oh, gosh.
Look what they had as the little buckets. They got the owl as a bucket, and then they had like a miniature Voldemort as a bucket, and I never knew that.
Okay, that was totally random, but yeah, I loved it.
I was exploring.
Right. Okay. Well, normally at around this time we would be doing the Mystery Movie Night podcast, but since apparently no one either got tonight last night's movie or went to go see it,
there was Marcus was playing Corporate Retreat. So Cinemark might have gotten that as well, because they tend to play the same movie a lot of times. But yeah, there wasn't one at Regal. So
yeah. And the Cinemark is all the way across town, so I don't normally get to go to that any longer. So even though their prices are actually
better.
Yeah.
I have one near me.
Cinemark is my favorite. It's just they can't beat Regal's membership, so that's why I go to Regal.
All right. So last night, let me kind of rewind us back a couple of days. Saturday night, I played hooky from the Gina Carano, Ronda Rousey.
I kept forgetting that thing was happening.
Arm pull. I played hooky from that and went out to see Obsession, which was actually playing on the of all things, the giant RPX screen that we have. So yeah, that was an extra added. So so Saturday night, I went to go see Obsession, and my original plan was to, actually do an out of the theater, but since my phone makes a better paperweight than a phone, that didn't happen. So I decided, okay, I am going to review the film Monday night. But then again, these two Weisenheimers are like, we kind of want to talk about it. So,
it was your suggestion.
Well,
we were fine with it because it fit perfectly with the schedule, right? Because no mystery movie. So
okay, here we go. We didn't get to see the mystery movie this week, so all right, we decided to sit down and talk about the movie that I think is going to be a movie that's going to be talked about for some time, and that is Cory Barker's Obsession. And I think this is going to be the moment where we go. We are we're going to be talking about him for quite some time.
Yeah, this is
all right.
One of his earliest films, right? One of his earliest, yeah.
And he's already got his next one. I think he's already filming it, if he hasn't already filmed it, and has his next one lined up. So he's.
Do we know what it's about?
All right. His next movie is going to be called Anything with. I believe it's called Anything with Ghosts.
Okay.
And it's going to be about a one of these ghost hunter shows that's kind of a fake, and then they wind up running into the real thing.
Oh, okay.
And having to deal with it.
Sounds like fun. Sounds like fun.
Sounds good.
And it's,
I'll be there.
Aaron Paul is in that. Bryce Dallas Howard. Curry's actually going to be in it this time.
Oh,
and
okay.
It sounds like 1408 with Samuel L. Jackson and John Cusack.
John Cusack.
Yeah. Well, we kind of already did that with Hokum. Yeah. So, yeah. All right. Okay. So, right. Story is pretty simple. You have a fella named Baron, who's called Bear, played by Michael Johnston. And he's a guy who's kind of at the end of his rope. You know, he has recently lost his grandmother after a long illness. And this is no spoiler because this happens right away. He loses his cat. And then basically he has a crush on this on a coworker, Nikki, played by Indy Navarrete. And she's basically kind of friend zoned him. And so he's kind of at the end of his rope. And then while looking for a gift for her, he comes across something called a Wish Willow. And like a dope, he uses it. And it's a bit of a monkey's paw situation. And we're off and running from there. And
he uses it, but he doesn't really believe in it.
Yeah.
Initially. He just kind of did it just out of frustration. The wish that he made. And he just thought, it's just stupid. Okay, well, what the hell? I'll just do this. And then, immediately. But it takes him a while, right?
Yeah.
Before he kind of pieces it together that that's actually what happened.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because he's kind of in denial.
Yeah, he really, there's a lot of questions that they leave unanswered as to how it operates.
Oh, yeah, because that's not the point, because it doesn't matter.
Right.
You know, kind of like the thing with my old ass. It doesn't matter that we understand why she could speak to an older version of herself.
Right.
That was not the point of the story, you know. So, you know, you just kind of go with it, I guess.
But yeah, this in this universe, yeah, his ability to have this wish take place, it was very, very intriguing.
Yep.
Oh no, I loved it. I would say so there is this one scene that I really wanted to talk about where it doesn't spoil anything, but it's this bedroom scene where he doesn't know where she is.
Oh, yes.
He's like, well, could you come out? And she like comes out. And I'm telling you, the way that they did the camera work, it was just like, that's terrifying.
Well, the way she moved. It's creepy as hell too.
But he's like, come back to bed. And she's like, no, I don't want to.
No. She scuttles back into the car. Well, you know, one of the reasons this was so terrifying, I was thinking, and I think I have this in my notes too, it's that there are people like this. You know, in this case, it's a woman. There are women that can be like this, and that's why it's petrifying. This was just obviously, I mean, no, there are women that have gone absolutely insane and have done really terrible things to people that they're obsessed with. But that's that's the horror of this. But you have this added layer of complexity because who is the real villain here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
And that's when things start to get very interesting, because you are essentially through most of the movie rooting for the character that is the villain.
That we assume that we're supposed to be on that.
Yeah.
Right, because he starts off, he's a very sympathetic character. He's not like your typical, he's not bad. He really likes this girl, and he does that wish thing, and then everything happens like what he wants, and he's just going with it, and he's not questioning, because, you know, they have this conversation before he made the wish, and she kind of is sending mixed signals a little bit, you know? You're the only person I can talk to about this, and then, do you like me? Because now's the time to tell me. You know, so it's very gray, right? A lot of this stuff is very gray, and the problem is he does eventually pivot into a more villainous role, even though I wanted a happy ending. But then there's a point where there's no way it's ever going to be a happy ending, because things turn very brutal and dark, right? But when he finally has really pieced it together and doesn't make a concerted effort long before, that's, I think, when he starts to slide into villain territory.
Yeah.
You know, I have some issues with some things that happen. Just, you know, the ending is a downer, but it's the only sort of ending that really makes sense. But at the same time, you have an innocent that's been thoroughly affected and destroyed by what has happened, and they are also going to be paying the price for something that they had nothing to do with. And there were others that were, you know, affected by it as well. But there were two major issues that I had with the writing. Because I realized why it was done. It was done to further the plot in a certain direction, but the way that was done did not track for me at all. And one was, and I'm going to try to avoid spoilers, but one was, I was thinking a long time before he actually tried to do a certain thing. Dude, I'd have been doing this early on, like really early on, when you were starting to actually piece it together what was happening. Because if he had done this thing to try to fix the situation, he would have then known. He would have then known what could potentially help, but he didn't until things were so desperate, and then certain people didn't believe him or whatever, and I was like, okay, that feels very contrived and forced to me. Then there was another thing where he was talking with this person, and a wish is made, okay, and they're both there for this wish to be made, but then later this person goes to this house and says, hey, this is what happened. But the dude they both already saw what happened, but that moment felt like a contrived point just to get a particular thing to happen to this character.
No.
That comes to the door.
No.
That did not work for me at all. That was just like, nope, I see what you're doing. You're manipulating the story to get this thing to happen, but the way you did it did not land. That felt so contrived. Obsession, I'm trying to be vague because we're trying to avoid spoilers. If we decide to talk about spoilers, I'll get super specific.
Okay.
But I'm just going to go with whatever Deleted wants to do.
Yeah, right now, I really don't want to spoil this movie at all because I really want everybody to kind of go into this as blind as possible. Because
the acting is fantastic.
Oh yeah.
Lord have mercy.
Yeah.
The main character, Bear, the expressions that you see flit across his face in the span of just a few seconds, and her too. I mean, how she can just turn on a dime like that. Yeah. I was super impressed with both of their performance. I mean, actually, everyone was fine.
Everybody is good in this. I mean,
but these two, they all are. But also the budget, you guys. We were talking about this backstage.
Yeah.
This film was made for between $750,000 and $1 million.
Yeah, and
it's already in profit territory because it got a $15 million deal or something with, I don't know what, Netflix or whatever. It got distribution or something. So this movie has already made bank, which is really cool.
It does not even occur that there's only 6 characters or so in the entire thing. Like, I didn't even take that into account. I really want to say the 2 store clerks, the 2 main, the 2 friends, and then the 1 boss. And the only time they had extras was at a party. That was it.
Yeah.
Yep. It's very small cast.
You've seen anybody else. Andy Richter.
Yeah, I didn't believe it when I looked up and saw that he was. I was like, wait, who? What? He's in here? How and when?
and he's just like a bitch. He's great in this, and I'm like, I figure he must have been like, I don't know. I figure maybe Jason Blum must have got him, or maybe Curry knew him. I don't know, but he was a surprise to see him. I
didn't even know that was him until later. Yeah. The AI told me that Andy Richter was in the cast, and I was about to chastise the AI and say, no, he wasn't. What are you talking about? And then I went and looked. Oh, yeah, he was.
But yeah, the ability and the acting, I was honestly trying to like I had texted in the chat. I was like, they had better get to a point, because I am suffering from secondhand embarrassment with how everything started out. His inability to, tell her how he feels, the awkward diner scene at the very start. Why? I was like, I would never do this. And so, yeah, they did an amazing job with how they played with emotions.
You could. It was right, Sashi. It was palpable. The cringe.
Yeah, hey, Sashi. that's our man from the future. And hello also to Nate. Nate has a bit of a story here.
Nate, I'm sorry.
Had an ex-girlfriend many moons ago. I met her while I was working at a convenience store. We dated for a year and a half, and we broke up. I had to call the police on her. Her brother and her mother was a family of crazies. Wow. Well, luckily, you don't have to deal with a whole family. I hesitate calling Nikki crazy. She's not crazy. The way that the quote unquote the upset, and really who's obsessed with who here?
Mm-hmm.
Call her freaky.
Yeah,
Freaky Nikki.
you know, freaky Nikki. And then it's just that when exactly is she aware? Is it just when during like the sleeping hours? Because you have that one scene when she's sleeping and it's obvious that she's talking to him as herself,
Actual
and
Nikki,
not this actual Nikki, and not this. I'll say it because this is the way Curry Barker puts it: the entity that is
the
inside
demon.
her.
It's like a demon.
Which is a demon, yeah.
But she also had moments, even when she was conscious, where she seemed to snap out of it very, very briefly.
The first night.
The first night and other times too.
Yeah.
Which is an interesting point, because this is something else that Curry Barker's brought up in interview. That it is in those scenes, he says it's the entity inside her kind of trying to get its springs and to find it in text.
Okay, can you repeat that, deleted? Because you went robot-y for a bit, and I missed every other word you said. The entity inside her, what?
The entity inside her is trying to find its bearings.
Yeah.
It's trying to find the context and things. And like, it's like, because she brings up at the beginning, right, that because it's his cat that dies, but then she says, oh, my cat just died.
Right. And he's like, oh, wait, your cat.
Oh, wait, no, that was your cat. Yeah, no. So that's the entity trying to kind of get its story straight.
Right.
Know? And that's like, oh, okay. Yeah. That's nice.
The lunch reference with her writing the note. Oh my gosh. I was like, what? And so as you're talking about the entity, I was like, it makes so much more sense right now.
Yeah, because as the movie progressed, and I went, and there was a couple of points. Okay, I was a little bit of a bad boy in the because I'm going to go out and say that if you're aware of Curry Barker's website, him and Cooper Tomlinson, and Cooper is in this movie and he's fucking amazing. This movie very much has the sense of humor to it that their skits do on their site, and it's very darkly funny in a lot of places. And in particular, the one scene that seemed to crack up the people in my theater was when they're in the bedroom and it's dark and she's in the corner.
Yeah, this is called a dark comedy, or it's got comedy as part of the genre. I wasn't feeling any comedy at all in this.
In that one scene, I was.
I didn't feel it, not ever.
There was
I did. Well, I was like, but he was looking around for her.
Yeah,
in the room, and I'm sorry, and I cracked everybody up. I said this out loud in the movie theater. Check the ceiling.
Oh gosh.
And I cracked everybody up in the theater.
We had a packed out place, and they took my regular seat. But yeah, no, I was so upset. But I went up to this one area, and this couple is sitting behind me, or sitting beside me, and so we're talking about it. But one of the funniest scenes that cracked them up was the bedroom scene, but also the one situation where she's requesting that he remain there with her, and then all of a sudden it was just a stare.
Yeah. and her voice was so loud and grating. Like I got irritated with her every time she did that. I know you're kind of supposed to, because it's supposed to shock and kind of just get under your skin. And boy, I wanted her to shut up sometimes. But again, she's not the villain.
But the sound effects when she's not there and all you can hear is the rummaging and the immediate change, it was just like, dude.
Like, because you're just like, what is she doing in there?
Yeah, what is gonna spark her next? And it was
Yeah.
just like we're just like, oh my word. So so yeah, we were seeing some of the comedy on how they did things, like carrying the flower pot across the room. It was just like what are you doing? And she just lowers it. It's like, no.
Oh.
You
Yeah.
have
Yeah.
you have the scene where she I don't remember if it was the one where she was just standing there, or if it was the scene after that, where he it's like he just turns around and she's got the tape all over
On the door. Yeah. And because you don't know at first what's that look on his face, and then you see,
and then you see it, and then it's just like, oh.
The way he was trying to open the door.
Yeah.
Like, if you're having trouble, maybe you just stay home. No, I'm good.
Got it.
No, I got it.
That was also intriguing. The remaining in the same location for so long. I was like, that's very, and that really was unsettling. I was like, oh my gosh,
I was like, she is just
and
gonna
the smile.
stand there all day, isn't she? She's just gonna be there like a puppy waiting for you to come home.
I knew that was gonna happen.
Like you said, the ability for her to transform her facial expressions. I was like, there is no way that her ability without using CGI to do those things. I was really impressed.
I felt like a little CGI might have been involved during one particular scene with her mouth opening really wide. That felt a little CGI-ish.
The one that felt kind of CGI to me was when she does that. She's just in the background and she does that kind of weird little.
Oh yeah, that's definitely right. Right, the way she's moving. That's not.
That was a little Clash of Titans Medusa.
Yeah, they did something. I was specifically referring to her face. Like, but yeah, it's very obvious. They either did something with the frame rate of her moving, or created. Yeah, it was odd. It was very odd.
He kept telling her though, please stop moving like that.
Yeah, because it was.
Please stop doing that. That was so funny.
Yeah, she moved in a freaky way, kind of like how you get freaked out by a spider, the way a spider moves, scuttling around.
It was very much like this kind of Linda Blair Exorcist kind of, and I know because this has been brought up again on a number of occasions. This movie owes a lot to Hereditary. Yeah. And that's the movie that I was thinking of when I was watching this, and I was like, yeah, I could very easily see this happening. This and Hereditary taking place in the same universe.
Oh, so like I was going to bring up, and I held it from backstage, but yeah, when I had sent it in the text saying, I'm suffering from, secondhand embarrassment and this better pick up. And then when I said, all right, new update, what the flip? Like, what is that? After they went to work, and it was, I want to say after the honeymoon phase, and it just went off the rails. I was like, we've gone into extreme measure. It just, I don't know, the and the music, the way in which they knew that you as the audience would be listening to the music, and they would notify you, but then they would pull away and be like, nope, we're not doing it yet. It's like they really
and might I add, the musical score for this is fantastic. Rock Burwell. Yeah. Thank you, sir.
Don't even remember it.
I am going to seek out this soundtrack now, even though it's starting to pop up on YouTube now, I've noticed. But yeah, I'm definitely seeking out this the soundtrack album. The music in this is fantastic. The music's fantastic. The sound editing, very well done. It's shot very well. Taylor Clemens, kudos to you as well, sir. And he's going to do Anything But Ghosts as well, Curry's next movie. And he's going to do Texas Chainsaw with him as well. So I'm looking forward to what he's going to do. Yeah. We're going to be talking about this guy 10 years from now as the next Roger Deakins. I'm just putting it out there right now. Remember all of the names of everybody involved with this film, because we are going to be seeing these people again for a very long time. So
the phone call that he made in the trailer, I was like, dude, that really hit hard.
And that's Curry. Is the guy?
That's him. Yeah, we don't really do that.
We don't really do that.
He goes, I was just curious. I wanted to see where this would go.
You know,
I didn't know that was him. That's interesting.
That was him. Yeah, and he has a very interesting line in the middle of all of that. It's like, well, it's like you have a moral obligation now.
Yeah,
to stay with her. Because that's the point in the movie where I pretty much knew, okay, they're all left. Because Bear can make a choice. This is the point in the movie where he can shut everything off right here and now. And that's the point where that's the point where I said, drive off and put yourself in a light pole.
Or try to go fix it and find out the limitations and still to reach out and try to fix it another way with another person. He could have done that. That, of course, would have avoided everything, because by then he knew that what was going on was the result of this wish that he had made. And it was that moment I was like, go back to this place and do this. He didn't do it until like 20 minutes before it was over or something like that. It's like, I did not like that. I did not like the way that was written. Well, because I understand that he needed to have this stumbling block of not being able to fix it like he wanted to, not being able to easily fix it, because we had to get to this point. But I think that I wish that something else had been written in such a way to make it extremely clear to us that he was going to be pretty helpless trying to fix it the way he wanted to fix it.
But you only get
one.
Right, but he could have involved another person like he tried.
Yeah. Well,
he could have done it much earlier, but he could have done it earlier. Because by then, everybody around him was like, this is really weird. She's way into you all of a sudden. So he could have tried. He didn't. I didn't remember.
Like that. He did ask that question, and this is where we don't want to spoil. Never mind. He did ask a specific question, and that's when you realize you're like, oh man, like maybe he's intentionally not wanting, and so
well, there is.
Sorry. Go ahead.
All right. Well, there is another point where again, he can stop this. It's on him at that moment. He can act.
There were multiple times.
And but I am talking that there are like, in my opinion, there are 3 points specifically where he has multiple other, but there are, in my opinion, kind of 3 main ones. The rule of 3. All right. The second time he can stop all of this, when someone practically begs him to please stop this. And he just goes into the whole selfish thing and just thinks about himself. And is it so bad to be with me?
Well, that's.
And I'm like,
that's the question he made.
It's not about you, you this is a situation that you created and you can stop.
Yeah,
and
he's
you
in
know
villain
how you can
territory
stop
by
it,
that point.
you are in
Yeah.
villain territory at that point.
Yeah.
You know, you have caused this situation. Whatever your intentions might have been, wherever you are mentally, and he is at a very low point at the beginning of the movie, granted. But there is, it is that very much that, you can either die the hero or live just long enough to see yourself become the villain. And that happens in this movie. And there is a point after which whatever happens from here on, buddy, that is on you.
Yes.
And it goes where it goes. And I don't want to, I want to talk about it, but I don't want to talk about it at the same time. But it's, guys, I just straight up, this is one of the best movies of the year. And go see it. This is what we have been talking about. Original films, independent filmmakers, no agenda. I've been looking for this, and yeah, it is, in my opinion, so far, I may see something that changes my mind. I think this is the best horror movie of the year so far.
Well, and on top of it, like really does, it really was making me think about a lot of personal decisions even after the film. It was just like, this was a great experience on, coming to terms with and honestly settling with or even identifying with personal decisions that you made. And it doesn't have to be about love. It has to, just in general. How are you responding to these things? And so, yeah, I thought it was really, really well done on, engaging with the audience, whereas a number of films haven't done that. So,
yeah,
it was like Obsession was saying, the guy is a goober.
No, I mean he definitely is. He's kind of he's spineless. Sympathetic at the beginning, but then that timidity that he has, the inability for him to just speak his mind, ends up becoming a huge detriment for everybody.
Yeah,
he affects not just Nikki and himself, but he affects all the other people around them. Yeah.
But his friends say, look, I don't want you to do this right now because I enjoy Wednesday nights. I come here planning for the Wednesday night trivia. That's all concern. This is Wednesday night trivia. That was yeah, that does annoy after,
And the thing that's interesting, and Cooper Tomlinson, once again, bravo, Zian.
Is the main actor, is that Cooper Tomlinson? Is that him?
No.
Or is it somebody else?
That's somebody else. Cooper's Ian.
His friend?
Yeah.
Oh,
and
okay.
He and Curry go back a ways and started the website together, and he's in everything. He's the rabbit's foot. And I'm glad he was in this because he steals every scene he's in. And it's like, and he kind of does something, a couple of things really during the course of this movie where, he's not exactly like the best friend in the world either,
No.
And
you find out later why he was saying certain things and doing certain things at the beginning, when the main guy was wanting to talk to her.
He's a stinker.
Mm-hmm.
The party scene though with the where she tells him, she's like, I'm joking, guys. Okay, I'm not. Deal with it.
Yeah. The way she could turn on a dime, holy cow.
Yeah. The switch, I tell you what, the switch was just...
But then also how she would do these terrible things and then blame him And yes, of course, it was what happened is definitely his fault, but because I'm watching this and I'm also thinking of real life abusive and obsessive situations where the abuser is blaming the victim. Look what you made me do, that sort of thing. Yeah, a lot of layers to this for sure.
Yeah, it was.
Right.
It was well, especially for the budget, for
Oh gosh, yeah.
how they got the actors. I mean, you really lucked out with such phenomenal acting, and they really played their roles to the hilt. I mean, it was
very, very impressed with the two leads. I mean, like I said, the friend, the other female friend, she was good too, but we didn't see that huge range because it wasn't really something we were exploring with them. It was these two people, and oh my gosh, I don't think I've ever seen them before, but they definitely have. They're in my radar now.
Well, I'm looking it up right now. What is the actress's name that played in Logan? The young lady that was Logan's
Danielle Keane. Oh yeah, Danielle Keane, Daphne Keane. Yeah.
I honestly thought it was her when I was looking at the previews. So I was like, she has a little bit of the same type smile. So I'm looking at her and I'm like, oh, maybe that's what intrigued me about watching the film. Is like, I like her as an actress, so I want to watch it. And then I walk into this and I'm like, what is happening?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I tell you what, I went into the film, like I like to joke about, I went into the film with like deleted without his glasses. I did not know the full extent. I kept myself away from any of the trailers except for the one that you see at the theater where they
this one where he's in the car. That's the only one that I saw as well.
But yeah, when I texted you guys and I was like, what the when we went to those extremes, I was like, this is amazing. And I was so surprised when Deleted had said, he was like, I think this is one of the best films of the year. And I was like, all right. It's like, it really gets you thinking. So they played it well.
Yeah. And again, I'm going to try not to go too deep into spoilers, but my big kind of what the F moment was, like I said, that phone call scene where he calls customer service, like it says on the and I like how they kind of do the call back to that later where the guy asks, well, did you call customer service? And I'm like, come here, you dumb stone prick. It didn't help, and and that guy that he meets later on in the shop, how good was that guy?
He yanked his chain so hard at the beginning, too.
You're harshing my energy, man. I'm just like, you don't understand the situation here.
The one checkout girl, she really laid it on convincingly. Like,
she did.
What everybody tells you is like, this isn't going to work. None of this works. And she's like, don't come crawling back when it doesn't work. And, she played it up perfectly for all the audience to be like, yeah, this isn't going to work.
Yeah, but because the interesting thing when he goes on to the, for the lack of a better term, the Reddit thread, they don't call it that in the movie, but
they call it Threadit, I think.
Which I don't know. I think he used the same site the kid in the Bye Bye Man used, and he goes, and there's all these people like, oh, it's totally real. No, it doesn't work. Total scam. Mandela effect. And when it said Mandela effect, I thought, oh, are they going to go there with this? Because when he goes back to the store the second time and he goes to that shelf and it's not there, and then it just. And it goes, oh, we don't sell it. And that guy's like, it's like, oh, anything. We don't sell anything like that. Like, wait, what? And that just like, dude, I'm fucking with you. It's right there.
Yeah.
It's just like, you don't understand what's. And this is after. And another interesting thing is that scene happens after the fit has hit the shan. Like, oh, there's no way out of. How are you going to explain that one?
I love I love the fact that they don't disappoint you as the audience. They really don't disappoint you. There is no from a production point of view, from a movie point of view, and from a storyline point of view, they do not pull back and say, "Oh, we don't know how to get ourselves out of what we have done, so let us backtrack and pretend things never happened." They don't do that at all. Basically, they don't wake them up from the dream and say, "Oh, all of this was a dream." Not whatsoever. They go full tilt.
Yeah, they do. And going back to my original point before I went off on that tangent was my what the F moment was that phone call scene and where that goes.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, what does that mean? Because I was like, oh, we're kind of, when did this movie turn into Videodrome? We're going into Cronenberg territory now with this. And I'm like, ooh, okay. Now I'm worried. That's the point where I went in the theater. Okay, what? Because it's like, okay, that was creepy. Because that implied to me that, okay, there is a bigger force at work than just what we've seen.
Yeah.
This is you are now going into the territory of there are people out there who know about this. And the effects of this thing. And it is
that one checkout
it's
guy.
Creepy.
He's like, dude, you did that and you weren't thinking?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, nobody thinks these actually happen, It's like throwing the penny in the wishing well, You enjoy the fictional idea that it possibly could happen, but ultimately
you don't really think it will.
You got to read the fine print.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. Oh man. But yeah, this was top tier. Bye, Sashi.
Yep. Take care, Sashi. All right. So
yeah, please go see it once or twice.
Please. This deserves to be seen. I am highly recommending it.
What's that, Enigma?
The first one to get all the scares out, and then once you know all the scares are at those locations, just now you can study the film.
Yeah, so see it twice.
I think I'm good with just the one time, though. Personally,
you are?
Yeah,
okay.
I'm not as in love with it as a lot of other people say. I appreciate that for what they did on such a limited budget in the acting and the messaging in here, but it's not something that I think I'll return to. I would recommend it, but I don't think it's something I'm going to watch multiple times.
Oh, the shower scene. Yeah, he's talking to her through the door because after she has
those noises.
And that's the scene after when he comes back and he realizes she's been standing there in that one spot. Well, maybe she didn't stand there in that one spot.
I think she did.
The whole entire time. I think she went somewhere to get something.
Okay, I guess I'm blanking on that.
Yeah.
I'm totally blanking on what you're referring to.
I'll tell you after.
Okay.
It's like the demon has its own, or the entity has its own personal agenda while he's not there.
Yeah.
What the flip?
So I think she moved, and then she went back and stood in that same spot again after a certain something. But yeah, I'll talk about that off because that's
okay. Yeah, because I'm completely not remembering.
Yeah, okay.
What you're referring to.
Yeah, but about her, the shower scene. Yeah, when he says, oh, "We're just going to have a boys' night."
Oh my!
He's like, what? Well, maybe we could because, Ian's probably going to invite her. Okay, I'll be ready. No, dude, no, just
I'm still
stop.
my favorite scene by far. I don't care if it's comedy or whatnot, but coming out of the shadow, and then when he's like, "All right, come to bed," she goes, "No, I don't want to."
Yeah.
It's like running back. By far, my favorite scene.
And she's got like the flower pot. Like, it's almost like, I'm hiding. Mm-hmm. No, you're not. Yes, I am. And I'm like,
the entire awkwardness of the whole thing was so funny.
That's why I started laughing, because I'm like, my God, this woman is like herding cats.
Oh yeah, no, I didn't. I thought it was creepy. I didn't think anything about that was funny because I know people that have been in bad situations, and I just didn't find the comedy in it. It's not the film's fault, it just kind of felt like it hit a little too close to home for me to find any humor in this sort of thing, because it's going to go to very, very bad places.
Yeah, and
which it does.
And I understand why you feel that way, but it was funny to me because that's one of the two places where this movie kind of goes into weapons territory for me. There's two movies that crossed my mind while I was watching this: Hereditary and Weapons, and those are two good movies to compare yourself to. But
and then I forgot. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
One of my friends, I was actually telling him about the stream that we were doing, and he brought up that the directorial cut, they actually had to take a couple things out. And so I would be thoroughly interested in knowing or seeing an extended version of all of the extra things they might have had in there pertaining to how the entity interacted. Because what he was saying is that they actually had a couple scenes that were more extended when it hit the gory situations. And so I was like, interesting. So I was like, I'd be really interested in knowing more on that.
Well, I know the ending changed.
Okay.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Because the idea was that he shot two endings.
Okay.
Because he didn't know if he was going to be able to get away with the one or the other.
Oh, okay.
So he kind of shot like a safety ending. So I know that's one thing that could potentially be at least an alternate ending anyway. Were there things that he left out? I'm sure he did. But yeah, my audience was locked in. There weren't any really left. Well, that's because, like I said, I was kind of the bad boy, and I said something out loud in the theater that was humorous, and you could start hearing. It was funny because it was like a couple of people chuckled, and then everybody started again. Everybody cracked up.
It definitely caught me off guard. I was like,
I did genuinely think that scene was funny. At the same time, that was the scene where I was hoping to look up and Amy Madigan would actually be up there. Not as Gladys, but as herself going, could you help me down? And that's just kind of the image that was in my head. As like, he's looking this way, he's looking that way, he's looking out the door, and I'm like, gotta look up. Look up.
Yeah.
That was kind of like, for me, a funny scene, and it also reminds me of Weapons, because the one Wish Willow kind of works the same way, where you got to go and you have the stick and you got to snap it, and you got to pull the thing out, and it makes that weird little bell, and and there's a point where you hear that unexpectedly at one point, and I'm like, oh no, what did you do? You know?
Yeah.
So yeah, the car scene. Yeah, even though I knew it was going to happen.
Yeah, I knew something was going to happen.
And it was like, oh no,
oh my gosh,
it was too quiet for too long. It was too peaceful. You're actually having two people have like a sane, normal conversation, and I'm like,
but that's it. You know what? As we're
No.
talking about it, that's a third problem I had. That he gets this text, meet me in the park or I'm going to come to you. And then the conversation was like, really? You wanted him to come to meet you at the park at 3-something in the morning just to talk about this? You could have talked about this with him at work.
yeah.
I don't know. Just, like these forced moments that are just done to bring you to a situation. Yeah. No.
I don't know if it was so much that. I think because she does like him.
Yeah.
Seems pretty evident. Yeah.
And I think she was just trying to get him. All right. I now have to get him away from this crazy, clingy bitch of a girlfriend that he has. You know, give this guy a moment's peace. I think that's what was running through her head. Is that, you know, okay, I got to get him away from her for a few minutes.
Well, but then she threatened to come to him if he didn't go to see her at the park. So I was like,
but you know he's going to do it because that's who he is.
Because he's a coward, yeah.
He's just a straight up simp, and whatever any of these women say to do, he's just going to do it. You know. So it's like, of course he's going to go, and of course she's going to follow him there. Anyway, you know, yeah. You say you think it's a contrivance. Okay, yeah, I get it. But you know, I just there's your opinion, see, there's my opinion, see, we can disagree. It's fine.
Well, Ryan's words. Do you want the movie or not? No, I'm just kidding.
No.
Well, I mean, but, you know, by contrivance, what I mean is it's something that doesn't feel organic to what's going on. It feels this is a moment where you are manipulating the situation because this thing has to happen. But the way you're doing this manipulation doesn't feel like it's part of the flow. It feels like, oh, we got to do this, so let's shoehorn this in. And those moments can, I don't know, they I guess it depends on the level. There's different levels at which it bothers me, and there were the two that I thought that I had before we even started this discussion, and then thinking about that one, I remember making a note about it when the text first came through. You know, meet me here at 3:00 in the morning, whatever. You know, I thought that was just like.
I think she was trying to force him to choose. Like, is there still an opportunity to get him, you know, away? Because obviously the relationship or the friendship strained in some way, shape, or form after, you know, they've finally gotten together. And of course, she does a big reveal later with things, and so. You know,
how convenient that he was awake to see the message.
Yeah. So
how will she know he would even be awake at 3-something in the morning? Because most people aren't.
Right.
You know.
So I think she was sending out like a little bit of a test or trying to get him to choose specific things. And so I mean, I didn't take it as that, but I can post viewing and everything, I could definitely understand it and see it. In the moment, I was not considering it. It was more of I was still in shock over certain things. I was like,
that was a lot of stuff to be shocked about.
Oh, that's what I was gonna say. The when on the first night when she starts having this more positive attitude towards him, and she, or maybe it was the second night, she comes over and explains, I know your friend told me, you know, you felt like I was a little bit, I'm sorry, I was on MDMA. She starts coming up with the excuses conveniently. Right? And the way in which they have her eyes showing in the darkness.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I was like, that's amazing, but terrifying. I was like,
Yeah.
it's so beautiful, but scary as all get out.
Yeah, yeah,
Like,
yeah. Very effective on the creep factor.
yeah,
For sure.
they did so well with that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Good with the lighting as well. Yeah, the shiny eyes. Exactly.
It was like, I would love
Like
to
a demon,
Yep.
you know?
Yep.
She's possessed. Okay. I didn't catch that. So.
Okay. Oh, we know who this was.
No.
Oh, we
no,
know who this
no,
was
no.
very well, don't we? Yes.
I'm
And
going to
yeah.
on now. I'm going to tell my students that, and they'll never know what I'm talking about. No, no.
No. I wonder how much her. I wonder how much her throat hurt after all that yelling for some of those scenes. Goodness.
Or the improv. I would love to know if she did some of these things as improv, and it really did take the audience, like the actors aback. They're just like.
So this is when I would rewatch it again if they have an audio commentary, just to hear behind the scenes stuff about it.
Yeah.
I think that would be interesting.
Oh yeah, this is one of my faves, and I'm thrilled about the budget because it is an indie film. It's
Yep.
you know, you have it from, and again, I was thinking Redux. I was like, y'all, they made nearly every scene count. Like they were like, we're not wasting time on, you know, pointless endeavors. So.
Yeah, that's another one I need to
Oh, you haven't seen that
locate
yet.
and say
Okay.
that I have not.
It's more inspirational. It's more inspirational.
Yeah, it's not as much of a bummer.
Yeah.
They actually in Redux, you know, sidetrack, but they actually do tie the story in well. They stay to their, and the visual effects are not complex. They actually
No.
keep very low. They have a very because I know video editing wise, I know how they did it. It's like, oh, that's a very simplistic idea. I was like, that's great. I was like, that tracks very well.
Don't need a ton of effects in order to make something good. Yep. For sure.
And you know, and this is not a movie that's exactly a CGI fest either. You know,
Nope.
there are a lot of practical effects in this. And there's our timer.
Yep.
We will be wrapping this up soon because I do have to get over to my next stream. As we kind of continue our Tuesday mystery night here. I will be next going to, if you stay till the end of this broadcast, you'll be redirected to my next show, live from Sparkwood 21, which is a retrospective of the Twin Peaks television series. I'm going to be joined by Troy Pacelli, Netters Network, and Aged Boomer for episode 3 of season 2, entitled The Man Behind Glass. So stay tuned for that. And of course, after that at 10 p.m. over on Troy's channel, as he rewatches the Grenada television edition of Sherlock Holmes with Jeremy Brett and the now sadly late David Burke. Rest in peace, sir. With the disappearance of Lady Frances Carfax, which is one of my favorite episodes. So check that out. Yeah, so I think we're all in agreement here that we're thumbs up on this one. Or recommending it.
Yeah, for sure.
All right.
Yep.
Very good.
Indeed. Yeah, we did our best to weave around. If we seemed vague, we were trying to weave around spoilers, guys.
Yeah.
So I don't know, maybe come back and do a spoiler review in a week or something. But
you want the experience.
You do. You really do. And you know, we've kind of barely scratched the surface here. There's a lot going on in this movie. There's a kind of a lot to chew on. Who's the villain and who isn't? At which point? Very much to question. So yeah, I like this. This is up there with I Swear and Project Hail Mary and Sheep Detectives and some of the better movies we've seen this year. So
Yeah.
for sure, yeah, I'm definitely recommending this one. All right, so we will go one time around the horn here. Sen, what do you have coming up?
Tomorrow, I have a review for In the Gray going up, latest Guy Ritchie film. So, yeah. And I've got a review for Tuner I need to edit and some other reviews I need to film, but that's the immediate right now is that one. So that's it. I'm in a different location and things have been a little crazy in my offline life up here. So I'm not churning out things like I normally would.
All right. Enigma.
I finally get to start summer. We've concluded. We're almost done. One more day, and then I am out of any official obligations for the moment. But yeah, I'll be ramping up more of better reviews and things like that. But we're going to have Miss Rachel. Miss Rachel is going to be doing another stream on the February movies that she's gone through, and so I get to add some of the color commentary on how I've seen them or some of the previous films that I've already seen and that she has discovered. So yeah, I'm excited for that. So that's coming up soon.
All right. And as for myself, like I said, live from Sparkwood in 21, coming up here in about 15 minutes. I also have, I am also going to be joining Outlaw Bill for a special Wednesday edition of Action Theater. Our salute to the troops continues with We Were Soldiers with Mel Gibson. That's going to be, I believe, 5:30 tomorrow. Don't mean that. Could be 4:30. Could be 5:30. 5:30, I think. Yeah, 5:30. And let's see. Thursday night at 11 p.m. is my program, Coming Attractions, where you get to find out what I'm going to be up to next week, up to and including my appearance with Big Al Presents, who's in the chat, who's going to be seeing this movie tonight. So I'm waiting to hear his review. I'm going to be joining him this Saturday night, along with Troy Pacelli and Editors Network for Tangled, Disney's take on Rapunzel. So we'll see. And let's see. And I'm going to be joining Bill again Sunday for Western Cinema Presents as we finish the second half of Gettysburg. And then later on that night at 11 p.m., Aged Boomer is going to be joining me as we talk about Shudder and why we love it so much. So, all right, that's going to be what I'm going to be up to in the immediate future. All right. So, thank you to almost everyone in the chat. I had to expel someone, but other than that, the rest of you guys were totally chill, and I'm glad that you were here.
I had to delete one comment.
Well,
Yeah.
no wonder I couldn't get back in. I was locked out. Dang.
Oh,
No, I was just kidding.
Oh,
I was just about to say that didn't come from me. Okay. Yeah.
They were
So,
get type.
So, yeah, I do want to thank, like I said, all but one of you who are in the chat. Anybody who might have been watching from X, appreciate it. Thank you very much. Hope you enjoyed the show. Hit the like, share out the stream, hit the likes on Sin's side, and Enigma. Are you simulcasting as well?
I did. One of my friends was sharing
Okay.
with me that I'd be on. So, yeah.
Cool. Okay. So, thank you. And Passenger is this weekend. Yes.
yeah, I'm toying with going to see that.
Passengers this weekend. I think Corporate Retreat gets its wide release too. And
Backrooms is next week.
Backrooms is next week. Yes.
My buddy was just talking about that too. He said you need to go. Yeah, I don't know where he has seen it. He told me where he was seeing it, but I'm not sure how to get there. But he specifically said he goes, it is just as big as Obsession for him, at least.
Okay.
So.
All right. And on the streaming side of things, The Mummy. Lee Cronin's The Mummy is out this week as well. So if you missed it, now might be your chance. And I believe Exit 8 is also hitting.
That was a good one too.
Streaming as well. So I'm kind of curious to compare that in Backrooms because they seem to be kind of hitting some of the same the same points. So.
I've seen Exit 8, but what's that, Enigma?
If you want a lighthearted one, The Breadwinner with Nate Bargatze is also coming out. That will purify you and cleanse you of all of the crazy horror that we've been going through. So.
Right. All righty. So that is the show for tonight. So thank you all once again for joining us. Thank you, Sin and Enigma, for horning your way into my review.
Excuse me, sir.
No, it's okay.
Get a stapler. Get it. No,
I'll throw this muffin top.
Did my remote contains. No.
Start doing the no. No.
Right. As she takes a sip of vodka.
Yeah, that's vodka, all right.
Well,
to the Stolichnaya people, Mazel Tov. No. All right. So we're just being silly now. All right. All right. We do have to wind this down because we do have a show to get to. So thank you all very much once again for joining us. Thank you, Sin and Enigma, for joining me for the show here. It was. And yeah. And I don't know. You guys want to review the Backrooms?
Probably. Oh, that's right, because there's no mystery move. Wait. Backrooms is next weekend.
29th.
Yeah, the 29th.
The date.
Yeah, probably. We'll see what's going on in my offline life, because there's been chaos the past week and a half. But yes,
movie's bad. We can.
The mystery movie's coming back on June 1st. I already bought my ticket for that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I think I did too. I'm trying to remember. I'll have to look. But yeah.
Do both. If it is bad, then we can just immediately go into the other.
True.
Yeah.
All righty. So we're going to wrap things up here. And any final words before we close it out?
Go watch a good movie.
Right on. And as I say at the end of every broadcast, from HQ and all points north, south, east, west, and beyond, good night. Take care. Stay strong. Be safe and healthy, because this is how we win.
Bye.
Ronin's back, slicing through the noise with a culture attack. Pop culture films in the world we see. Deleted scenes where the truth runs free. Take care, stay strong, we're breaking the mold. Be safe, stay healthy, let the story unfold. From watch parties we use to the news we spin. Deleted scenes, yeah, this is how we win. Take care, stay strong, we're breaking the mold. Be safe, stay healthy, let the story unfold. From watch parties, reviews, to the news we spin. Deleted scenes, yeah, this is how we win. Yeah. Stay out on your YouTube, brother, let's roll.